and welcome back to my channel. Before we get into the video, if you guys would like to leave me a thumbs up if you'd like to see more videos like this, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So this video today is all about Curology and my experience with it. So without further ado, let's just jump in. So I'm guessing since you have clicked on this video, you already have some sort of basic idea of what Curology is. It is all over Instagram and YouTube. I'm sure at this point you've already seen an ad on my video or will see an upcoming ad about Curology on this video. So I have seen the ad probably over 100 times, which finally led me to go ahead and try it. Curology is a customizable skincare brand that uses prescription-based ingredients, which is awesome because sometimes it can be super expensive to go to a dermatologist or see a skin specialist to get certain ingredients that you need that will heal your skin and help decrease acne. Another cool part of the brand is that you can actually talk to your skincare provider directly through the website, and so you can ask to change your ingredients, get more information on certain things, or just basically keep in touch. You can also send in pictures consistently and they can track how your skin is progressing while using the medication in the skincare. So once you start with Curology, they will ask you to fill out a long, lengthy quiz to talk about your skin so that way they can get the best idea on how to create your customizable skincare ingredient. They will also have you send in pictures of all angles of your face, that way they can get a good look at what you need. So after filling out all of that information, the provider got back to me in I think about 2 or 3 days. It was fairly quick, which was super impressive. They sent me a small trial set and it was completely free. You just had to pay $5 for shipping. So it was totally worth a shot for me to go ahead and give this a try. So I started using Curology and my experience was unexpected. Before I get into my experience, I'd like to give a disclaimer. This video is obviously not sponsored in any way, shape, or form, and these are all my personal opinions. I think this brand can actually be really helpful and good for a lot of people, but I want to give you my personal experience. That way, if someone out there has similar skin to me or has a similar experience, you don't feel alone. So I just wanted to give you guys my experience and do with this information what you will. Once again, I think Curology is an awesome brand. I love the idea of it and all of that sort of stuff. But again, I just want to give you guys my personal experience and explain why it didn't necessarily work for me. So looking at my face right now, I'm definitely a little bit more acne free, I guess you could say, unlike how I was several months ago. So this is my skin before I started Curology. So before this, I had pretty clear skin. The only time I would notice that I would break out is during that time of the month, and I just get random pimples here and there, but I've never had hormonal acne, which was directly right here, and it was very consistent and pretty cystic as well. This is what my skin used to look like. So the reason my skin went from this to this is because I went through a very big diet change. As you guys know, if you've seen my channel before, I was vegan for several years and I just started introducing eggs and fish into my diet. Within several days, my skin went from this to this. So that was a big deal, and if you've seen my channel again, you know I was vegan, you know I was feeling very tired and had some digestion issues, so I was willing to do whatever I needed to do to try to feel better. And it came at the cost of hormonal acne, which I dealt with for several months, and as soon as I stopped eating fish and eggs, my skin went back to normal, and as soon as I started eating fish and eggs again, my skin blew up like this again. So I did not want to stop eating fish and eggs, so I was like, what am I gonna do? I need to try something, and I came across Curology, watched 1,000 ads before I finally decided to try it. So I tried the free sample set, which lasted about 4 weeks. One thing I told the provider while filling out that lengthy quiz is that I wanted something that was going to be super hydrating. My skin is insanely oily and it's pretty much always been that way, and it's mainly because my skin is super dry. When I get out of the shower or anything like that, my skin goes instant dryness, tightness, and with about 10 minutes my skin starts overproducing an immense amount of oil. And another environmental factor is that I live in an insanely dry, deserty climate. That could also be why my skin is super dry. Other than that, we have super hard water here, so that could be a main issue as well. But again, I did ask for specifically hydrating ingredients and active ingredients. So I used the products as directed to use them consistently, but they gave a cleanser, the Curology medicine, and the Curology moisturizer. The bottles were about this big. I'll put a picture up. And I used those consistently for about 4 weeks. They did mention if you see any irritation or redness or even acne worsening, that is common and usually does happen to see results. But they said it should last anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks. After that, you should typically start seeing results. So I used it for 4 weeks. I didn't notice any difference at all. I did notice redness and irritation, and specifically dryness. Definitely didn't help my already dry/oily skin whatsoever, and it also made the acne slightly worse. I did notice that the acne was moving down my neck and more up my cheek and became more hard underneath the skin, but I decided to stick it out, and then I was automatically charged $60 for the large set, which I got here. So before they sent this, I did reach out to my provider and I told him my concerns, and he said all of that was super normal, just maybe not use it every day or stop using it altogether, instead of what I originally asked for, which was to try to maybe change the ingredients or amount of the active ingredients in the product, which felt slightly ignored in a way, and he basically just told me to not use them or don't use them as often, which I have read about, and they do recommend that quite frequently. So the overall communication with the provider that I had didn't necessarily have the best experience with. And another thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way is that they say you have open communication with the provider. You can message them at any time and they will get back to you very shortly, which I did notice they are very quick to reply. My issue was that they kind of didn't mention before you were in the service of the products that you only get 3 times to communicate with your provider before they start charging you $10 for every time that you talk to your provider, which is a lot. However, it's definitely not as much as you would pay to go see a dermatologist or a licensed skincare person. So if you're looking at it with that, it's actually pretty good, but if you weren't aware of that before you go in, it can kind of be sudden and unexpected. Okay, so I stuck with it a little bit longer because they did say anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks you will see your acne possibly get worse, maybe get better, notice some redness, but if you're consistent with it, you should see some results. So I stuck with it more. I ended up using half of these, and then I decided it's not worth it for me, and here's why. My skin got so dry putting moisturizer on. This moisturizer and other heavy moisturizers that I swear by wouldn't even hydrate my skin. It was so dry that I was literally peeling off skin off of my face. I couldn't even wear makeup anymore. I would try to put foundation on and it would just look terrible. I was almost better off going out with a raw face that was dry and more acne that was red. I will put up some pictures of what I did notice, the way that the acne spread, and I just didn't notice any results, and basically my experience made everything so much worse and not worth it for me. Before I started Curology, I was uncomfortable with my skin because I had that weird hormonal acne, but I was able to cover it up with makeup, which made me so much more confident. And I typically like the way that my foundation lays on my skin, but I was just pretty much able to cover that up so you couldn't really see it that much. But because now I had more acne and more dry skin, I couldn't even wear foundation whatsoever. It looked terrible. So I just decided all in all just stop using it all at once. Within 2 days of not using it, I've noticed my skin got so clear, and that's including while eating fish and eggs. I just tried to eat them less, and I started using my old typical products that I rebought that I totally swear by. So basically I felt that I paid $65 for these large things that didn't do much for me. However, it was definitely worth a shot. I've definitely watched some videos on YouTube where people have a lot of great experiences, so I won't discredit that at all. I think they can work amazingly. Just me personally, from the skin type that I have and just the way that the experience went, I personally did not enjoy it. But I do think they're an awesome brand, and I think that they can work for a lot of people and heal a lot of people's skin. The most important part that I think is amazing is that I have seen a lot of people who have raved about this product. They swear by it, and it has brought them confidence in their skin, which I think is so beautiful. And I can only speak from my personal experience, but I think it is definitely worth giving it a try. Definitely try the free sample set. But I do have a few good things to mention about Curology and some benefits that I did notice. I did notice that my skin and my pores became slightly more opened and flexible and not as tight. And for that, I was able to get rid of a few blackheads that I had around my nose area and even right here. It basically felt like they just were drunk, and I was able to scoop them out with no issues. I didn't have to push on them. I basically just tiny pressed it with my finger and they would just like fall out. So that was pretty cool. So if you're someone that has a lot more blackheads, I think you would find really good results healing and clearing your blackheads using these products. So the moral of the story, in my opinion, there's other products out there that work a lot better for me and my skin type, but it's a really cool idea once again, and I think it is totally worth it to try the free product. Another thing I wanted to mention, you might have heard my story in this, how my diet was affecting my skin. So I did want to mention this. If there's an underlying issue within your skin, like hormonal acne or something like that, or if your body is going through some sort of purging or detoxification, I don't think necessarily that topical products are going to fix it. I think you do have to look more internal to see what you are doing to your body, because your skin is just showing you what's going on the inside, and they are red flags like, hey, I need help, fix me, something's going on. So I think you should be a little bit more mindful and take a step back. Instead of looking for a really quick fix, try to look at your daily routine and see what you're doing. Even environmental factors affect on your skin as well. So I'll leave you with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, again, please remember to leave me a thumbs up and subscribe down to my channel. If you guys would like to see what I did to now heal my skin and work on acne-free skin, definitely let me know and I will make a video on that shortly. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.